Hey guys, Shaun back with another Let's Play. We're finally following up Spider-Man on the PS1 with Spider-Man 2.
Previously on Spider-Man.
Previously on AMC's Spider-Man. So you may remember this is not what Spider-Man looked like when we played it. And it's because these cutscenes that are done for this previously segment are all taken from the Dreamcast version, which is kind of weird. It's not like there was a Dreamcast version of Spider-Man 2. It's really weird.
No one can control the symbiotes. No one!
And now, Spider-Man 2.
So, big difference with Spider-Man 2 versus the first one. The first one was developed by Neversoft. This one was developed by Vicarious Visions. Do I have everything? No. Let's get everything. I've not played this game anywhere near as much as the original. That's weird, I thought that was the cheat. What if it's the same but without spaces? Let's try that. Remember the old days when you could just put in a cheat to get all the stuff you wanted? Nowadays, if you can get all the stuff you want, you probably have to pay for it.
Excelsior!
There we go, thank you, Stan. So we have costumes. Interesting thing, from here to here is the costumes from the original game, but in this new engine, which is kind of interesting. You may have noticed Spider-Man looks a little different in this game.
The suit worn by Miguel O'Hara to stand up for justice in the year 2099.
And Stan Lee narrates what every suit is.
The symbiote, now bonded to Venom, used to be Spidey's favorite suit. Well, that is, until he found out that it was alive, of course.
So that's pretty neat. But since we went through most of these suits in the Spidey 1 playthrough, I think the exception was we didn't do the Amazing Bagman.
Costume or superhero prank? The Amazing Bagman.
We didn't do a quick change part Spider.
Danger, sometimes there's no time for the full suit.
And we didn't do Peter Parker. Does Peter Parker not get a thing? Weird. But we're going to be focusing on the new ones. We're going to do pretty much the same thing we did with the original playthrough, but we're going to go through this list. So, Spidey Phoenix, Prodigy, Dusk, Insulated Suit, blah blah blah. Interesting feature of this game, Create a Spider, where you get to choose a costume and then apply any of the powers you've unlocked. Stealth, invulnerability, unlimited webbing, strength, double jump height, enhanced web swing, or 2 web cartridges, if that is what you prefer. Make sure we go back to Spider-Man. But, here we go.
Kid mode.
Kid mode. Kid mode. Kid mode.
Kid mode.
Let's get started with Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro. So overall, this game is not as well regarded as the original, but it's still a pretty solid game, I think. And it's worth a look. It was also the second 3D Spider-Man game I played, because I had this when I was younger. And I did pick it up again a few years ago and went through it again. And it's got some neat ideas. And you know, I don't think... Was there ever a point when Electro's costume didn't look ridiculous? So, fun thing, I mentioned in the first game that between the two of them, these two games cover almost every Spidey villain that you'd be aware of. The main exception is there's no goblins here. There's no Green Goblin, there's no Green Goblin Jr., and there is no Hobgoblin. Also, Electro straight up killed those people. Like, everybody in there. Did anybody die in the original game? Also, Electro can fly? Hmm. You remember when Captain America cameoed at the end of the previous game? I do like the redesign on Spidey, though.
Believers. Stan Lee here to bring you yet another scintillating tale of superhero daring-do. Now it appears that trouble has found our arachnid hero yet again. So get ready for a pulse-pounding, web-slinging tale of shocking revelations.
Featuring Beast from the X-Men.
Beast, what's got you bounding about? Not a sentinel attack, I hope.
Greetings, my web-slinging compatriot. I noticed perchance your diurnal patrol and thought I would provide you with information of a practical and necessary nature.
Thanks for the show of interest, Beast. But I've been doing this for a while now. I think I'm okay.
Indeed. We shall see. Would you mind telling me
So,
what
cool
this
thing.
is?
That's
The option
trusty
to
spider
skip the
compass. It
tutorials
shows me where to go when
is
I'm
kinda
out and
neat.
about.
Beast replaces
I
Black
believe you are
Cat as
correct,
the
sir.
tutorial
Since
character
you're
for the
so
opening level.
smart, why don't you try following me?
And Black Cat just doesn't appear in this game. Alright, good, the analog is set up. I forgot to set it up and I was hoping it'd be there.
Pressing R2 allows me to web swing. With that, I should be able to catch up to Beast with no problem.
So Reno Romano reprises his role as Spidey, which is really nice. I like continuity
Pretty
between
good,
games like that.
Webhead. Now I've seen these all over the city.
This
Yeah, I've
gives
just
me
been
more
throwing them
web-
out everywhere. Yeah, I like the improvements to the engine. I'm not sure if it's the same engine or if it's a new one. But like the Spidey model looks really detailed. And one thing that they were pretty proud... Oh, they fixed... Did they fix the inversion? I forget how it was in the original, but it feels more reasonable to me right now. I don't remember.
Building looks far. If I jump forward and web swing, I should make it.
No excuse for why the city's
This guy looks
not
like
fully
trouble.
accessible this
How do you
time.
think we should deal with him?
Using square and circle, I can punch and kick. And pressing triangle, I can shoot my web.
I mean, in the original, there was the fog, specifically to explain why you couldn't get down to ground level. But in this game, no, it's just not really there. Although, cool thing, we're going to spend a lot more
Looks like I'm
time on
expected.
ground level
Holding
in this
L1
game.
will allow me to target those guys from here.
And in general, a lot of the levels are pretty open. And it becomes a thing, like, you may have noticed, one of the powers we can have with our suits is enhanced swinging, which means we can swing for 3 swings rather than 2 before needing to swing again. Which
Superior
sounds stupid,
performance,
actually, when I say it
Spider-Man.
like that.
I'll wager you could use one of these.
One of these will give me more health. I'm already at full health.
But yeah, we saw it a minute ago when we were swinging from that building to this one. You jump and press the swing, you get 2 swings. And if you don't make it to the building in 2 swings, then you're going to drop. But you can initiate another swing. The enhanced web swinging gives you 3 swings before that happens.
Now this looks intriguing.
Piece of cake. Using my L1 targeting mode, I can direct my web swing.
Fascinating. Exercise caution at any rate.
So the Beast cameo is kind of interesting. I think it only exists because X-Men Mutant Academy 2 came out around this time, and Spidey was a playable character in that. It's like how Spidey was playable in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Splendid thus far. You're almost there, Spider-Man.
Okay. But yeah, I like the improvements to the character model. We actually have the web pattern on the suit, which wasn't there in the original version on PS1. And the web under the arms, which is an old touch that used to exist in the comics. It's been a while since I've read the comics though, so it may not actually still be there, but it was around for a while. And it was it's cool to see it in this. I don't think it appears in many games after this though, thinking about it.
It appears to me that the safeguarding of the metropolis is in capable hands. Should you ever require more assistance, feel free to pay us a visit at the Mutant Academy to run through our Danger Room training simulator.
Sure, Beast, I'll do that. Thanks for the pointers.
Has anybody ever called Xavier's school the Mutant Academy? I feel like that's straight up just like, yeah, no, Mutant Academy, go out and buy it today. Mutant Academy 2, Spider-Man's in it. But if we do that, that's the training mode, and Professor X and Rogue make cameos there as well. But we played the first game, let's just continue.
Huh? What are they up to?
Convenient, Spider-Man happened to be in the location. One of the things, actually, that the developers were pretty proud of with this is that they had, the characters had actual fingers. I think it's just in the cutscenes. But in the original game, like, they only had, their hands were like just the closed fists. Because I can't get a good enough look at the model there. So the second level, immediately we're down in street level, which I think only actually happens once in the first game. When we chase Venom down to street level and have the fight with him in the alley.
Time to patrol.
Yeah, so now what we do, we have this little, it's a mini sandbox. There we go, that's it. It's 2 web swings and down. The enhanced web swing is 3. But now we have this mini sandbox and we have to foil a bunch of crimes that are going to happen in here before we can chase after the guy who got away on the bike.
Does this look right to anyone?
Stuff like that. And it is something that makes Spider-Man 2 a pretty interesting game compared to the original. It's not as good, but it's arguably more interesting.
I could just yank the cap off that hydrant. I could put out the fire.
Okay, let's just target it then. If you get caught in the stream, Spidey actually gets thrown into there, and it's kind of funny.
Find out if there's more of them.
But you know, for PS1, this looks pretty good. What's the draw distance like? That's not bad. PS1 draw distance, I've seen way worse. Tenchu was pretty bad with its draw distance. What are you guys up to?
What are they up to now?
Oh, that car just exploded. And this will give us a hint.
Use enough webbing, I'll smother the fire.
Still no subtitles, because, you know, a lot of PS1 games just didn't have them. So, you know, I hope you're not deaf trying to play this game and trying to figure that out. It's ridiculous how long it took for subtitles to actually become a common thing in games. Alright, it seems to be everybody on the streets. So let's check this back alley.
A setup. Huh, how original.
Oh no. What's that, 4 guys? 4 guys.
You're dead, do-gooder!
I sure hope they don't take me down. Is the guys on the roof? I don't remember in this. Yeah, there's gotta be, because we're not done yet.
10?
Oh no, we're done.
0. Another shout out for yours truly. The signal from my spider tracer is growing weak. Better take to the rooftops and follow my compass.
So I know the original Spider-Man game on PS1 pretty well. I know this one fairly well, but I've definitely done it less than the original, and certainly way less in recent years. But it should be fun, and I'm looking forward to playing more of this as we
Just a
continue.
little higher.
not high enough.
Because, like I say, it does some interesting things, and it's got some cool ideas, and we see more of interesting villains, rather, more than bosses. Because, like, with the exception...
The signal from my Spidey tracer is stronger from up here.
Oh, that's a different
Compass
guy.
should lead right to him.
With the exception of the Green Goblin and Hobgoblin and that, with most of the villains being represented, the first game took a lot of the villains that you'd think of immediately. You know, I just realised Vulture isn't in either of these games. Yeah, Vulture isn't in either of the games, I just thought about that. That's a pretty glaring omission. But like, the first game has most of the villains you'd think of pretty quickly. With Spider-Man, like Doc Ock's the main villain, Carnage is there. It's Rhino, Scorpion, Venom. So, you know, it's a good variety, and also it's gonna hit a lot of characters that you know, plus Mysterio. I remember when I was a kid, Mysterio was the one who visually stood out to me the most. Because I'd seen the cartoon here and there, but I hadn't been able to watch it a lot, because we didn't have the channels it was on. It was on Fox Kids, I think. It was on Fox Kids in America. I think it was on Fox Kids here. And there was a short period where we had cable. And I could watch it, but it wasn't long. So, like, visually, the only one that really stuck out to me was Mysterio. But, you know, we've got Electro as the main villain of this game. Which, you know, interesting choice of a main villain. But if you're a Spider-Man fan, you've not seen this game before, I hope some of the villain choices will surprise you and you'll like them.
Yo, we got a smoke? No, man.
That was a riveting conversation.
Something's not right around here.
Uh-oh. I remember this bit. They've got turrets over there, and the turrets are a pain to deal with. They can shoot you down really hard.
Better take them all out before they hurt someone.
He's all mine.
Well, you gotta be really careful about avoiding them. They can tear through you. Thankfully, I don't think they're as bad as the lasers were in the first game, but it's also worth remembering the lasers appeared in, like, the later levels. Like, one of the last levels. No, hit the guy. Come on. I gotta move. Okay, go, 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 go. Go, Spidey, go. Go, Spidey, go, Spidey, go. Can't get me here.
That's all of them. Now to find that motorcycle. Whew, that's all of them. Now to find that motorcycle.
Alright, let's get going. Oh, hey, health. So I've been meaning to do this for a while, actually, because Spider-Man was one of the first LPs I did. And I'm trying to spread them out. Oh, hey, we're in the warehouse district. Huh. A guy with a cloak and a hood.
I know. You go on ahead. I've got something planned.
A guy with a cloak and a hood. Giving a briefcase to a guy in a suit hidden under a hat. Also, if you paid attention, you could see part of the guy under the guy under the cloak. If you paid attention, you could see part of his outfit underneath the cloak when the camera was looking down from above. So you may already know who it is.
Right about now.
Oh no.